Hey guys, this is Crazy Halloween Guy, and today I'm going to show you how to make your spider use AC power. So what you will need to get started with this project is heat shrink, a soldering iron and solder, a screwdriver, a lighter, wire strippers, and an adapter for the prop. I will link the adapter below. It is a 4.5 volt adapter. So yeah, let's get this started. So you're going to start by taking the head of your spider and flipping it over as shown here, and then I will show you what to do next. So now that you have your spider flipped over, you will need to remove the screws. I will put arrows to them now. I will also show you a video of me removing the screws, and you will want to make sure that you keep all these screws because they are very important. So yeah, now I'll show you a video of me taking the screws out. So you're going to take those screws out, and then you're going to remove the top piece like I will show in a second. And then I will show you the next part. So yeah, let's get to the next part. So now you will want to take out 4 more screws. I will put arrows to those now, and I will also show a video of me taking those out as well. And then we'll get to the next part. So while you're removing those screws, make sure to keep track of all the screws and all the pieces that you take off because you do not want to lose any. So once you have that off, make sure to flip over. You'll have to lift it up and then flip it over like I show here, and then we'll get to the next part. So now you will need to buy your adapter, which I have linked below. It is a 4.5 volt adapter that is also waterproof, so it's outdoor rated. So you want to undo the cord here, like I'm showing. You'll get all unraveled, and then you will want to cut the cord right there, which I will now show. Now that you have your cord cut, you will want to pull them apart. It can be kind of tough. You have to have longer fingernails. You'll pull them apart like that. Then you will get your wire strippers and you will put them at the 22 gauge section and strip off the wire on each side. And I also recommend twisting it as well so it doesn't fray at the very ends of it. And then I'll do it with the other wire. And then twist that end as well. And now you will need to get a soldering iron and some solder. You also need to get some heat shrink for it. So now you will take some of the heat shrink that you got, and I'll show that in a second, and you will cut it in half evenly so that it's the same size on each side, like I show here. And then you will put that over each end of that and slide it down it farther down so that you can slide it over later. And now I will do it to the other side. So now you will get your soldering iron and your solder, and you will solder each end. First, you will usually want to put some solder onto the soldering iron to get it a little bit warmed up. And then now I'm going to zoom in so you guys can get a closer look. So you're now going to put solder on each end of the leads to the wire. Make sure to get on there. So you want to turn it from copper to silver. Well, it's going to have a silver look. And now I will do it to the other side. And also, if you find this video helpful, please subscribe. So now that you have your 2 soldered ends like that, you're good to go on this part. So now let's get to the next part. So now, whenever you have your circuit board flipped over and your wires all soldered up, you will now unsolder 2 areas, and I will put arrows to those now and also show me unsoldering them. So all that you have to do to unsolder them is just put your soldering on there for a couple seconds and then pull on the wire. What it's doing is heating up that stuff so it comes right off. Now I'll do it with the other one. Make sure not to get the soldering iron to touch any of the wires, of the other wires at least, because it will melt them very easily. So once you've done that, I will show you what to do next. So now you're going to grab your power supply with the wires, and you'll see on each wire, one wire has stripes on it, and I'll put an arrow to that one. Then the other one is just normal. The one with stripes on it will go to the black wire that we just unsoldered, and the red one will go to the blank wire without stripes. So as you can see here, this is after you will be done. I will show me doing all of it though. You can see, I'll point an arrow at it. The one with the line and dash on it goes to the black wire, and the red wire goes to the blank one. So yeah, now I'll show you how to do it. So now I'll show a video of me doing all of that. So what you will want to do now is take your wire stripper, strip the end of the black one. Mine were not small enough to do it, so I had to use my hands and take off the ends. I will also do it with the red side. As you can see, it can be kind of a pain at times. And then you will want to twist both sides like you did on the other wires. Now you will want to grab your wires from your power supply, and you will put the blank sided wire to the red wire, like I said earlier, and you will twist those two together, and then you will grab your soldering iron and solder onto the two wires that you just did. So here, I'll show that right now. So you need to get it all situated, and then you'll take your soldering iron and put it under the wire, and then put the solder towards the top, and you will now be putting those two wires together like that. So now you will do the same with the black wire, but you will put it to the spotted wire on the other thing, to the black wire. So you'll have the dotted, well, like lined dashed wire onto the black wire. And then you'll grab your soldering iron again, get it all situated like I show here, and you will solder those two together. Make sure to get them really good, and then I'll show you what to do in the next part. So now you will want to take your heat shrink that you put on there from earlier and put it over each of the sides. I'll show that right now. So all you have to do is just kind of slide it over like that. It should go over pretty easily, and try and get that part that you soldered into the very middle. And then you will take a flame or a heat source of some kind, and that will shrink the two wires together, making it a permanent connection. We'll then do the same on the other side, and you'll also grab your lighter again and do it after you get it over it. So there you go, so I got it over there, put it in the middle, and then take the heat shrink and the lighter, and you will see it's kind of shrinking to the wire there. So yeah, now let's get to the next part. So now you are pretty much done. All you have to do is just reassemble the prop. So what you will do is you'll take your board, flip it over, situate the wires so that they come out the bottom like that, and then you will take the screws from earlier, the small ones, and you will put them into each of the screw holes like I show here. So while you're doing this, make sure that you are using the smaller of the two types of screws that you did to put these in. There's only 4 of these. So now that you have those in, you will put this metal bracket back on. So to put this bracket back on, you will get your screws from earlier, the bigger ones, and you will lay this piece on here, as shown here. It only goes on one way. And then you will get these screws and put them in. I will show me doing that. So just as a note, remember while you're putting these screws in, do not over tighten them, because the blow mold for this is super thin and you could strip the screw, making it to where this will not go on very well. And there is 5 of these screws, so make sure to put all 5 back on. I'll show it here of me putting back on like I said earlier. You will also want to take the switch there and put it in the on position. So now that you have your spider all assembled and the switch in the on position, you will put the adapter and the wire into the sockets that they have in and twist that on to make it waterproof. And now you should be okay to plug it in to the wall. And whenever you plug it in, you should see that the eyes come on. So yeah, if you found this video helpful, then please subscribe. Have a great day and happy haunting.